Hello everyone and welcome to Reviews That Don't Matter with Jessica Hitt. My name is Jessica Hitt and on today's episode we're keeping with the animation style and we're going with Moana, which has just been put on Netflix to yesterday. Now I am a huge fan of Disney and all of that stuff. I love Disney princesses. I do, I can't help it. I grew up in the 90s. That's prime Disney princess in my opinion. And for some reason I didn't see this when this came out. After all of the hubbub of it all, is that even a word? I'm not quite sure. Might have just dated myself as well. This movie got so much hype, like it was unreal, and I think that's actually what kept me away from the movie, was I didn't want to go in expecting the best movie I've ever seen and be disappointed. I'd rather take a little bit of time and then eventually see it, and I'd kind of forgotten about the movie in general until I saw that it was on Netflix. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this. And so you know what? I reviewed Anastasia, and now I'm gonna do Moana. Honestly, I loved this movie. I thought it was fantastic. I think everything from the voice acting to the animation style to the songs to the storyline was amazing. I'm really impressed with Auli'i, I think is how you pronounce it, may be wrong, who voiced Moana. You know, this is her first job. I think that there's a lot to come from her. I loved her when she did the Oscars performance, got hit in the head with the little flag. I thought she had a great voice. I think she's super cute. Very talented voice actor. The only person that kind of took me out was The Rock. When you first meet Maui, hearing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's voice come out is a little jarring and kind of took me out, but then I got so used to it that it didn't really matter. But so for that first like 5 minutes, I was just like, ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna get used to this at all. And that's not saying that he did a bad job voice acting, it was just his voice is so like, you just know it's him, especially now in this day and age where The Rock is just this huge star. He's in all of these movies, and you just picture him. Once he started singing is kind of when I was like, oh, okay, I can get into this, and I saw him more as Maui, and I enjoyed his character for the rest of the time. It didn't really take me out of it. The songs are also quite good in this movie. Obviously, you have How Far I'll Go, which personally I think should have won the Oscar. I'm not that big a fan of City of Stars, in my opinion. I have not heard Audition, I've not seen La La Land, so I don't actually know the other song that was nominated, which most people thought should have won. But I really like How Far I'll Go. I also really liked the Big Crab Monster song. I thought that was a really fun song. It was honestly my favorite song in the entire movie. I love that entire sequence. I thought it was just, oh my god, I really liked it. The rest of the songs felt a little forgettable. I mean, they did reprise How Far I'll Go twice. So basically you get the song, and then you get the reprise, whatever it is. And then later on, you get another reprise of it. So obviously that was their moneymaker right there. That's what they knew was going to be the most popular. And I will say, the last time it was sang, towards the climax of the movie, was definitely my favorite. It was the moment in the movie where I was like, this really is a great movie. A great Disney movie. Because I enjoyed the whole movie, and then that moment came and I was just like, oh my god, I'm so into this. Like, this is real good. This is a movie that doesn't have too many characters in it. I mean, you obviously have Moana and you have Maui, and both are very well thought out characters. I think obviously Moana is an incredibly well done character that has some faults to her that aren't like major, but they're obvious character faults that don't make her perfect, which I think is really important in these movies. Is you can't make this heroine perfect because it's unrealistic. But at the same time, she is a character you want to root for so much, and in the end, you know, you realize that she is the true hero of the story while she's trying to help out Maui, who she thinks is the hero of the story. And that, I think, is a great message. You know, the rest of the characters were fine. I will say the scene stealer of this movie is that chicken. I love that chicken. That is a funny ass chicken. Honestly, just thinking about that chicken trying to walk off the boat is so funny to me, and of course my head goes to the darkest place possible. It's like, this chicken is like so done with its life, it's just trying to drown itself by walking off of this boat. Which I don't think is exactly where they were going, but my dark, crazy mind says that, and I think that was Oh my god, that was so funny. And then by the end of the movie, everyone's just so used to this chicken being an idiot that it just like prepares itself to be in the wrong situation. I love that chicken. Like, it is, I think that chicken is my favorite Disney animal or random being sidekick. And by that I mean it beats Olaf. And before this chicken, it was actually the raccoon from Pocahontas. I felt like that was my spirit animal, but now with this chicken, I feel like I might relate to it a bit more. And then of course you have this really great storyline that I don't feel drags at any point. I feel like it has a lot of climactic moments that build up to this really great climax in the third movie, with this great reveal that I didn't quite see, honestly, until we got to the point like 2 seconds before Moana realized what was going on. Then I was like, oh crap, that's who that is. It was just, okay. I thought it was a great reveal. I thought it was super fun. I loved that whole, like, what is it, 5 to 10 minutes worth of storyline. I love that moment she realizes where the heart actually goes. Also, nothing in the storyline makes it feel like it shouldn't be there. Like, it feels like it's actual, like, this leads to this, leads to this, leads to this, not necessarily, you know, like, they probably could have skipped this part and got to the same place. It makes sense as a story. But I think the thing that makes this movie stand out even more, obviously the plot line is what really makes it the movie, but I loved what they did with the animation. It really isn't that different from what they've been doing, but it felt so new, especially with the Rocks song that he did when we first meet Maui. I loved the animation that they did with that and made it like very like drawing-like, you know? I thought that was a lot of fun. The crab, the evil crab song, when it was all just like bioluminescence and he had his gold shell on, that was awesome. I loved the look of the manta ray under the water that led Moana to where she needed to go. I liked the lava monster and what they did with that. I really enjoyed the animation. I think it's quite possibly on par with what Kubo and the Two Strings did with their animation. Obviously, Kubo's a completely different type. It's a claymation, and it took months and months and months and months to film one scene in it, which is quite different than what Moana did, which they also spent months and months on this movie, but not as much details because it's not claymation, mainly is what I'm trying to say. And I'm gonna say this, it is a damn shame that Zootopia beat Moana and Kubo and the Two Strings. There is no reality on this planet that Zootopia, which is a great movie, I enjoyed it, quite frankly, I really enjoyed the movie, but it's not better than either of those two films, at all. It is miles behind, and I cannot believe that it beat it. It like angers me, honestly. I will say that Zootopia, Moana, and Kubo and the Two Strings are three of the best animation films that came out that year, and I don't know who I would put, Moana or Kubo, in the top slot. I think they kind of depends on my mood that day, on what I would like to watch, or like, I don't know, I'd have to watch Kubo again, I haven't seen it in a while. But I don't think in any way Zootopia comes close to it. It's a drop down to third. And then don't even get me started on Sing, which is one of the worst animated movies I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of bad animated films, because they're some of my favorite things to watch. I think Disney hit the nail on the head with Moana. I think they understood that they needed to represent more people, and I think they understand how to write female characters in the right way now. Because we all know that they haven't always done female characters in the right way. It's been a very slow going for good female characters in the Disney world. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. I mean, honestly, I feel like Moana as a character is what Mulan was for me. You know, Mulan's my favorite Disney heroine, cartoon heroine, ever. And I feel like for kids who are seeing Moana, this is going to be their favorite heroine ever, and they're going to want to be like her. And I think it's really important that they cast Auli'i in it, who looks how the characters should look, you know? They didn't whitewash this at all. I think that's really important, you know? I give Moana an A+ as well, you know? I really do. I love this film. It made me feel things inside. It made me love Disney and want to go back and watch my favorite Disney films again. It makes me want to watch this tonight. I love this film. I really do. I still don't know if I love it more than Kubo, but I mean, that's a whole nother debate, really. Okay, I hope you guys liked this review of Disney's Moana that came out earlier last year, late last year. If you did like this review, give it a thumbs up, comment down below what were your thoughts on Moana, what would you like to see Disney tackle next, if anything. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I make my videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, review videos mostly every once in a while. If I'm feeling creative, which is not very often, I throw in a different video, but you know, mostly reviews. So if you like that, subscribe. I will see you guys on Friday. Bye!